Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 15th of July 2024. I hope you are keeping well. Looking forward to the week ahead, not thinking to yourself, oh god, it's Monday morning, I've got a week ahead. No, that's not the right frame of mind. Monday, this is the Guardian's Easy game, and that's the only day that I do kind of official teaching, if you like, on this channel. I hope that people pick up a few tips here and there. I don't consider myself to be a Sudoku expert. Obviously, I'm not a beginner, but I don't exactly formally teach Sudoku. I just play the games and point out a few things along the way, hoping that people pick up a few tips. But I do enjoy teaching sometimes, and professionally as well, and not specifically Sudoku though, but I point this out because it's always a joy when people pick up on something and take it to a much further level. I say this because yesterday I went swimming, as I do most days of the week, and at the weekends at weekends and school holidays there are sometimes some kids in the pool, and they sometimes hassle me because I'm a foreigner living in Bangkok, and they like to chat to me at times and stuff like that. And I usually just try to pretend that I can't understand what they're saying or whatever, and because they get in my way, they annoy me because I can't. They get in the way of my swimming. I'm trying to exercise, but sometimes I'll chat to them or whatever. And there is one kid that I saw about, I don't know, a few months ago, I have no idea, 4 months ago, something like that. I remember him because he had a huge mole on his shoulder. That's how I identified him. I saw this big mole. I remember that he was really not good at swimming at all, and he couldn't really work out what was going on. He asked me about swimming. Now, I'm definitely not a very good swimmer. I do go swimming every day. I swim 1 kilometer every day, but it takes me between 45 minutes, which means I'm not exactly, super fast or anything like that. But I have a reasonable style. It's a bit like Sudoku. I can play the game of Sudoku. I don't claim to be an expert. I can swim. I don't claim to be a swimming expert at all, really. But I can swim. So I remember teaching him how to breathe. I said, well, look, hang on the side there. Why don't you hang on the side and turn your head to the side, breathe in and then breathe out in the water and stuff like that. Kick your legs, I kind of gave him some basic instructions on how to swim. And that's kind of what I remember. And then it just so happens that he was in the pool yesterday. He said hello to me. And I said, hi. And I went off just a perfunctory hello, and I went swimming, and alongside me, whizzing past me at super high speed with an excellent style, the kid went rushing past me, and I thought, that's great. I laughed to myself. I almost took on water. I almost gulped in huge amounts of water because I was laughing at myself, because I thought just a couple of months ago he could not swim at all, and now he's going whizzing past me at super speed, and that's great. I'm sure he must have learned, from other people as well. But just my little bit of help there pushed him along, and so I was quite pleased. That's how teachers feel. I think it's one of the satisfactions of the job when a student does well, even though I'm not a kind of official teacher or anything like that. Okay, so let's hope your Sudoku goes from strength to strength. If you're a beginner today, I'm going to show you the basics. That's what I always do on a Monday, just for absolute beginners. But everybody else, maybe you'll pick up a few tips once you get to the greater level videos. So how do we play this game? We have 9 squares in each row across. We have 9 squares in each column down. And we have 9 squares in each of these small grids, these 3x3 grids that you can see outlined with these black lines. Okay. Now, what's the object of the game? The object of the game, you might be able to guess just by looking at it, is to fill in the empty squares with digits. And these digits go from 1, the lowest, and 9, the highest. Why? Because there are only 9 squares in each row and each column and each block. Okay. How do we do this? We don't guess. We use logic to find the answer. So, for example, look at this block down here. We've got almost all 9 digits that we need here. We just have 2 empty squares. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have 7. We've got 8, and we don't have 9. And we've got 2 empty squares. So what can we say? We can say that these 2 empty squares must contain 7 and 9 because we have all of the other numbers that we need for the whole series, right? So let's consider this square here and say, could it be 7 or 9? And how do we know? Well, it seems like it could be. I don't see any 7s or 9s up here. I don't see any 7s or 9s across here. That would tell me it can't be so, because the point is that because there are only 9 squares, each number can appear once only. Now clearly very close by here there's a 7. And what does it mean? It means in this column here 7 cannot reappear, so there can't be a 7 in this square because of this 7 here. So if it can't go here, we know that it has to go here. And now there's only one missing number for this whole block, and so we know that this is a 9. And now we have the whole series of 1 to 9 here, like this. And so all we do is now we see if what possibilities might lie ahead. For example, there are 3 empty squares along here, and there are 3 empty squares here. So we could just see which numbers are missing from the series and see if we can find anything. So let's have a look along here. So what do we have and what don't we have? Well, we don't have digit 1 in this column, and we don't have digit 2 in this column, and we don't have 4. We've got everything else: 3, 6, 7, 9, 8, and 5. So the missing numbers must be 1, 2, and 4. We look at this square, we say, any idea what's across? No idea. We look at this square here. Any idea? Yes, it can't be 2, because 2 disallows all of these squares. What about this? Well, this is even better, because we know that it can't be 1 and it can't be 2, because these are both in the same row. So this square can't be 1, can't be 2, but we only have 3 missing numbers. So if it's not 1 or 2, we know that it has to be 4. Let's look at these. So now we know, oh sorry, I should continue on, so I almost messed that up. So now we know that 2 can't be in this square as well, because remember, 2 blocks the entirety of this box here. So 2 can't be here. Now we only have 1 and 2 missing, so 2 must be here, and then 1 must be in that square there. And if any of this is too fast for you, you can rewind the video, watch it again, go back to the point that where you stopped understanding, and check it out again. And I promise it'll be clearer next time. Right, let's have a look at this. As I said, there are just 3 empty squares along here, so let's see what's missing. We've got 1, 2, 3, there's no 4, there's no 5, and there's no 7. So those are the missing numbers. 4, 5, and 7 are missing. Now there's a 4 in this block here, which means that neither of these 2 squares can be 4, because 4 stops everything in this block from being a 4. So we know that the 4 has to go there. Now the missing numbers are 5 and 7, so have a quick look for yourself. 5 and 7 have to go in these squares here. Can you see which is which? We do actually know. Alright, we ask ourselves, can this square be 5? And the answer is no, because 5 is already in this column and can't reappear. So we know that the 5 is there and the 7 must go there. Okay, now you're getting the swing of it, aren't you? I hope you are. Now we could just have a look up here and see there are 3 numbers missing in this block here. The missing numbers are 3, 8, and 9. And now immediately I can see that this 8 here is going to block both of those squares there. So that's going to put an 8 into this square here. And now we'll be left with 3 and 9 to complete this block or box here. Now when we look down here, we notice there's a 3. So we say this square can't be 3. So that must be our 3 and that must be our 9. And we're really cooking with gas now, because we've filled in 2 boxes and a column here and a row there. So we're doing quite well already. Now what we can often do is to see which numbers are missing from here or from here, because we have 3 numbers only. We know everything else. That we have 6 numbers and we know the 3 that must go here. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Do we have 4? No, we've got 5, 6, 7. So it means that the missing numbers here must be 4, 8 and 9. That's what we need to complete this column. Okay. Now I can see that we have an 8 blocking across here and another 8 blocking across here. That means that this square is going to be an 8. And that will give us 4 and 9 left in these squares. And when you look across here, you'll see 4 blocks across here. So we know that that is our 4 and that is our 9. As I'll say again, if it's too fast, just go back and have another look. Now when we look down here, we find the missing numbers are 1, 5 and 6, but we don't have enough information over here to say which is which. So unfortunately we have a 5 blocking there. The 1s and the 6s we don't know yet, so we can't get these 3 digits yet. We have to leave them and come back another time, come back later. So what else looks like it might be possible? Well, I notice, because I see these 3s here, that 3 blocks all the way up there and 3 blocks all the way up there. So that means in this particular block, that has to be a 3, because these other squares are blocked by this and this 3 down here. Now we have 6 blocking up here and we have 6 blocking across there like that. 6 across this row, 6 up this column. That's going to put 6 into that square there. So now we've only got 3 numbers left here. Let's investigate and see what they are. We don't yet have 2, 4 or 7. That's what's missing from this row. And when we look down here, we notice there are a couple of 4s. So 4 blocking up here and up here. So we know that that is going to be a 4, and we'll be left with 2 and 7 here. Can we get the 2 or 7? Answer, no, not at this. Yes, we can. 7 blocking up there. I almost missed it. So we can get the 7 there and the 2 there, like that. See how it works? It's also nice, isn't it? And especially on a Guardian easy level game on a Monday. Of course, it gets more difficult and more challenging than this when you move up a level. This is really a beginner level game. 8 blocks up here, 8 blocks up here, and 8 blocks across here. So just the one empty place where the 8 can go, it has to go there. And now 8 blocking down here, and across there gives us an 8 in that square. And that is the final digit, 8. When I say final, I mean there are no more 8s on this board, because we've got 8 in every column, every row, and every box. So there are no more 8s to find. We can ignore 8 now. There are 3 empty squares along here. Shall we investigate and see what they are? We don't have 2. We don't have 6, and we don't have 9. So okay, so immediately the 6's block those 2 squares. So that has to be a 6 over there. And the missing numbers here now will be 2 and 9, but I don't think we can say which is which just yet. We don't have enough information up here to say which is the 2 and which is the 9, but that's okay. We do have a 9 blocking this square, so we can say that that's a 9. And now there's only one number missing from this block here, which is a 3. So we'll fill that 3 in. Okay, now we have 2 empty squares in this first column. Missing numbers are 1 and 3. That's what we need. And we have a 3 blocking this square. So we know that the 3 goes there. And we know that the 1 finishes there. Making good progress, I think. Coming along nicely. We have 7 blocking down here and 7 blocking across here. So here's the 7. What numbers are missing in this block here? We're looking for 2, 3, and 6. So we have the 3 blocking up here. That will give us the 3 there. And then we'll have 2 and 6 in those squares there, which I can't say which is, and I can't say which is which just yet. But I do know that this is 2 and 6. So it means that I could work out what goes in these 2 squares. So these have to be 2 or 6. So up here we have to get the other numbers for this column, but which don't include 2 or 6. So that means we're looking for 1 and we're looking for 7. So these, no, sorry, not 7. We got 7 up there. I apologize. 1 and 5 we're looking for in these squares. So these squares must comprise 1 and 5 because this is 2 and 6. Now for the 1 and 5, actually we can get, but we have two helping things. We have the 1 blocking that square and we have the 5 blocking this square. So we must know this is the 1 and, oops, sorry, wrong thing selected, and that's going to be the 5. There are two empty squares missing, two empty squares here, and the missing numbers must be 6 and 9. We've got the 6 blocking across here. There's the 6, and we finish with the 9. 9 blocks across here and gives us the 9 here, or you could just look for the missing digit along this row and you'll find it's the same. Of course it has to be the same. 9 blocks down here, there's only one empty square in this bottom row where we still need a 9, and it goes there, and the last number for this bottom row is a 2. And if you think I'm finding these numbers quickly, it's only because I've played the game quite often. I'm not doing anything magic, I promise. 2 blocks up here. Most people go faster than me. Go to there, and 4 goes in here. Now we've got 4 blocking down here, up here, across here, and across there, and that will give us the 4 in that square there. Now 3 empty squares here. Missing numbers are 1, 5 and 7. Now this is good because we've got 5 and 7 together, so we ask ourselves, can it be 1 down here? Yes. Can it be 5? No. Can it be 7? No. Well, then it has to be 1 because there are only 3 possibilities, right? Now 1 block's up here, 1 block's across here, and 1 block's down there. That's going to give us 1 here, and 1 block's across here and across here now. So that is our 1. Now the missing numbers here and here are 5 and 6, and we still can't get them, so still don't have enough information across here just yet, so we have to look elsewhere. Missing numbers down here are 5 and 7, I think, and we can't get those yet. So we have to look at the, oh sorry, my fault, I didn't realize there's just 1 empty missing square in the middle. Of course we can get this, we know there's only 1 missing digit. All we have to do is find it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a 6, so let's put the 6 there. Right, now so we have to look at what's still to be done. There's 1 empty square in this column. Is there a 2 anywhere? No, there isn't, so we know that that has to be a 2. And now the 2 blocks across here giving me the 2 here, and the missing digit here is 6, and the 6 blocks across here giving me the 6 here, and the last number in this block here is 5. 5 blocks across here giving me 5 there, 5 blocks down here, 5 there. So you see how I'm using the number that I just put in to help me find the next position for it. Missing number here is a 7. 7 blocks up here, and it gives me 7 in that square. And here we just need a 9 for the row, the column, the block, and the entire grid. And in it goes. And that's how you play a basic level Sudoku puzzle. Now there are more techniques that you can learn, but learn to play the basic game first of all, and then start to move upwards, and it will become a fun thing for you to do. That's it. Take care. Bye bye.